Hi Abhinav, welcome to Men's Day Out. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
Abhinav, you have been in the news recently where you've made a statement that my wife is absconding with my baby and I have no clue about their whereabouts. Now, to begin with, you married the very successful TV star Shweta Tiwari in 2013. Yours was, in a way, a little unconventional kind of marriage because she had already come out of an alleged domestic abuse, that she had in the first marriage with her husband. Since 2013, as far as your public image as a couple is concerned, things seem to be fine, and everything was going well with the daughter from the first family, and then you had a son 3-4 years ago. What happened suddenly in last August? Because there were reports of you being arrested. So we would like to understand from you what happened suddenly and how things, took a turn in the way it did.
See, it was a very silly fight, which unnecessarily turned upside down, and it just started with a small argument where I said that when children are till you don't die, you should not hand away properties to children, because children would, when they grow up, they might just throw you off into a old age home. It was just a light-hearted comment, but Palak took it otherwise, because Palak was being brainwashed slowly by Shweta over a period of time. That I don't like her boyfriend and I'm not happy with her boyfriend and things like that, and he talks bad about you and the boyfriend and things like that were going on. Because a month back, Shweta had warned me, that this time around I'll use my daughter to get a divorce from you. See, Shweta is not able to ever amicably sort out anything with anybody at all, be it in the industry, be it with producers she has had fallout with, or be it with anyone at all. She just feels that if I have a problem with someone, I have to just cut him off from my life. She just doesn't understand that you can't do that when you have a child. You can do that, yes, when you are might be just still initially into marriage and you don't have a kid and you have no responsibilities, and yes, fine, you can just move away. But then when you have a kid and everything, you become a parent. And when you become a parent, you're different. You're no more, an individual anymore. You have a responsibility. So she has a habit that from some time, just because I had started exerting myself, Shweta is an extremely dominating and an extremely self-centered person, I mean, everything should be according to her wish, and all people around her should do things the way she wants. And if anybody is not towing the line, she doesn't want to be with that person. Be it on her set, be it her any directors who are not working the way she wants to work, or a producer who's not working the way she wants to work, or a husband who's not working the way she wants to work. So. And for her, because she's been divorced earlier, for her getting a divorce is it's no big deal. So what? You can get married, you can get divorced. For me, it is my first marriage, and a marriage from which I got a child. And in the families around me, in the people that I've seen and grown up with, I mean, I've not seen any divorces at all, honestly speaking. I've seen my parents also fight and sort it out. That's how I thought life always was. But it is not so with Shweta. So we had this fight, and I was very upset because in that fight, Palak said, kick him out of the house. And that was very hurting because, I had taken care of you. I had kept every small little memory of yours, cherished it, and even now I have got all her cards, from the first card she ever made for me till the last one, saved with me. I was more actively helping her in her career than even Shweta Shweta was busy. When Shweta was in Big Boss, I was the one who protected Palak always. When Shweta was shooting day and night for other daily soaps, I was the one who many a times took Palak to the hospital for something or to get an injection or whatever, to doctors, So I was there for her all the time, And when Palak was smaller, when she and her mother both said, "Yeah, let Palak go to a boarding school," I was the one who said, "No, nothing doing." The happiness of our house, the kilkilahat, the laughter of the house will go away if Palak goes away. So then when she said kick him out of the house, that was very, very disturbing. I was so upset. Nevertheless, that day passed, nothing happened and all that. The next day again, the fight started over a simple thing that Riyansh wanted to have Maggie and I said he should have Maggie, and Shweta said that no, he'll not have Maggie, and we got into an argument. And then she started abusing me. And she can have a very foul language. In fact, I've got text messages and everything where on messages also she has a very foul language. Times she can be very, very abusive. She was getting very abusive, and I warned her, don't. But in 10 years, and it was a mistake, but I ended up losing patience and I raised my hand. And then there was a small little skirmish, because even Palak jumped into the fight and everything. So there was a little, it just became a little ugly. It was not that I hit anybody or something that, there was anything at all, because neither in the FIR or nowhere, there is no, even the charge sheet. But they got very offended, because I also, they have, especially Shweta, because she has a huge ego. Huge ego for because of her success, huge ego because of the money she has. So she got very, very offended, and they went to the police station, and Shweta used her daughter Palak to file a case against me. I kept quiet about it all this while. I never spoke about it. That was a false case against me. I got arrested for 2 days for frivolous charges and for totally false charges. I have not said those words. I have not shown those pictures. But luckily for me, what happened? That I very strongly believe that there is God, and I very strongly believe that He helps those who are weak and who are not able to, be very violent, or who are not able to, just fight back like the opponent. I feel He really comes and supports you. So a person called Anuradha Serene, who was actually speaking against me, has turned out to be somebody who actually cleared the air about the allegations, and because of whom I can speak now about it. And plus, DCP Pranay, I forget his surname. I mean, he spoke about the charges, and he spoke about the whole FIR, and that video is available on the internet. Everybody has seen it already. Everybody has even heard Anuradha's charges already. I don't come out in the media and speak about anything until and unless it is to do with my son. Even when I was arrested in August 2019, the media was asking me questions. Every big news channel, every big newspaper, they contacted me, but I just kept quiet. I was in fact protecting Palak and Shweta still, and I don't know why. Might be because I thought that I have my child and I should still try and, it's okay. Whatever happened. One always convinces oneself, when one is trying to save a family and just be there for a child. And I was happy that at least, I'm getting to be with my child and everything. So I kept quiet. But in June, first time I spoke out in the media, I spoke out on social media that this is what is happening to me. I'm going through a lot of torture and trouble. I'm being kept away from my son. And now again, I've come out to speak. And this time I'm speaking out about everything without any inhibitions now. Now I'm no more going to still save anyone, because nobody has come out and saved my son from what he's going through now. Suddenly, the mother snatches him away from me. He was so happy here. So now I come out to tell the truth, that they were all false allegations. First of all, the police DCP said that there was, since 2017, imagine, 2 years. For 2 years, you take up a sexual molestation case. For 2 years, a person is molesting somebody, and the victim is going out with him to Dubai, to Goa, is going out with him for auditions. The mother is sending the victim for auditions. I mean, is it believable in the first place that you are going through this? And
I'll interrupt you over there. When you initially told me that a month before the incident happened, before your arrest happened, Shweta had warned you that she would kind of fix
yes,
you in case you don't sign on the divorce papers or you don't give in to her demands. So
yes.
was this happening since a long time, or were you kind of prepared to come across something like this, or was it like
No,
planned?
I was not. No, I was not. The reason being that I always thought it'll become okay again. She always, whenever she's angry, she just talks about extremes. She's never a person who is ever takes the central path ever. She's always on the extremes only. She is, I mean, you can't convince her. The sad part about her is that she doesn't have a single person who can convince her and tell her that the child needs a father. Let him be. What is Abhinav doing? He let you come into the house. There is nobody who can convince her. Nobody. That's a sad part. I still have so many people who can come and advise me that go slow on her. Don't do the legal cases so much. And I can think about it. Yeah, you know what? If she relents, lets me have the baby, I can think about TK. At least I'm happy. That is why I have even not gone in till date, and I'm going in now. She had forged my signature and got a British visa fraudulently for Ryanch, and I've got all evidence that she forged my signature. But just because at that point, when she knew that she would get arrested if I go and complain, so she became very nice to me. I mean, 3 months you don't let me see the baby at all. You don't talk to me at all on phone. You don't meet me at all. You're just rudely replying to my messages and fighting and arguing with me on messages. That's the only interaction I have. And suddenly you start going out for movies with me. Suddenly you change just because you know that yes, now you have forged a document and I could get you this thing. So every time I would always think that okay, it'll become okay, okay, it'll become okay. She says about divorce. I mean, she all her fights. I mean, from day one of our marriage, she's always wanted a divorce. So it was nothing that it was something different. Every time she would fight, she would be on the extreme only. That what I think so. I want a divorce. I don't want to be together. So I never thought that she would actually use her daughter, but that day she did. And then the DCP's interviews there, where he's talking about these allegations, where he says that from in 2017, I showed her some adult pictures. Good Anuradha Sareen spoke about it and said that he showed her some pictures of models, and he said that you become sexy like these models, which clearly means that I was not showing her any vulgar, any adult photos. If I have shown, number one, I have got evidence that I have not shown her any photos, and I have got evidence of it. But if you consider that I have not shown any adult photos. So how did you put it in the gamut of 354A? And you show a girl's photo, and if you say you become sexy like this girl or you become a model like this girl, how can that be to do with anything with sexual harassment? You're not showing a girl a male photo, or you're not showing them a photo of a compromising position or something else. So how you did it? You just on purpose you put all this just so that you can put it in 354A, because that is the law of sexual harassment, and it says that showing any vulgar photos to a girl is a 354A. You do that with me. So such kind of a person with such kind of a mentality and personality, you actually put down such things that I've said such comments to you, and you say that you were hurt by them, and that's why I should get arrested. I mean, you had no shame. Your mother had no shame to do such things when nobody else was there to take care of this daughter, and when you were busy working, I took care of the daughter. But you had no shame to do such a thing. Things could. I mean, you. This is how you teach lessons. Now, because the child was refusing to come back to you, he was just in love with his papa. He was happy here, and he would come back to you. He would have come back to you today, tomorrow, 1 month, 2 months. After all, 6 months, so you kept him away from me completely now. What would have happened if 2, 3 months he would have lived here? And you would have, I was allowing you to come and meet him. What was the big deal? You have snatched away the happiness.
When, Abhinav, this is when you are saying that you both live in the same complex. in
Exactly.
building. So it is not like even during COVID you have to travel to meet each other or take the child
Yes.
from one point to other point. These are two buildings in the same complex, and
Yes.
which is where you said that allow me the rights of a father to meet him whenever he wants to.
Yes. Yes. And you see, when you contracted COVID-19, your mother did not take the responsibility of the child. Palak did not take the responsibility of the child. You have a big 6-bedroom house. You have two sections. One section was the corona affected people stayed in that. That was you yourself with two servants, and in the other section, your mother and your in the bigger section, your mother, your daughter, and one more servant stayed. You could have easily taken care of the child, but your mother and your daughter refused because they were scared of contracting COVID-19. So they refused and they sent away the child. I took him with open arms. I took care of him. The next day he developed fever. I spoke to his pediatrician. She said he's definitely COVID positive. You be careful and make your keep your mom away from him. My mom refused. She said nothing doing. Let me get COVID. It's okay. But I would rather be with my child. I've met him after so long. So we took it up so well. I helped you during your times. I took up the baby with me, and then the baby was just grew fond of me, and he was having fun. He was enjoying himself. He was not playing any politics with you. He was not trying to be away from you just because he wanted to teach you a lesson or something.
And
He's a small.
he's 3.5. He's just going to turn 4 now.
He's just a small child. He was just enjoying himself here. He was just so happy. Today you have snatched away his happiness. You snatched away that father figure from his mind. What would be going on in his mind? And it is so amazing that you can use a person each time and throw him out like a chewing gum. You when you have COVID and there's nobody else to take care of the baby, you send the baby, and as soon as everything is fine, you just run away with him. You don't even let him see the baby on video calls. I'm constantly video calling her. I'm constantly messaging her. You don't even let him see on video calls. You forget meeting. What are you doing to me? What do you want me to do? You want me to jump out the window and commit suicide? What do you want me to do? What are you trying to do? Is this not torture? Is this not mental harassment? Then what is it?
And
And what about my son?
why do you think, Abhinav, she is not allowing the baby to meet with you? I mean, suddenly when you say that she
Yes,
stopped responding to your calls,
everybody who knows her and who talks to me is just telling me, and that I'm also convinced about, that she's just scared of losing him. As a mother, how can you be scared of losing him? First point. And secondly, when you lived with him for 3.5 years and you gave him for 15 days to me, why is it? My question is to all the psychologists, all the child psychologists in India, they should tell me, and I would like them to direct message me, and I would like to interact with them. I have a very genuine question, which I have been myself also talking to a few psychologists who are in my contact. Okay, why did he not want to go back? Why did he not want to go back? You're his mother. After 15 days, why did he not want to come back to you? Why? What did you do?
if I remember last year during your arrest in August 2019, Palak's father, that is Raja Chaudhary, he had also made a similar comment in media where he said he was trying to get in touch with Shweta to inquire about her and his own daughter. But he had the similar allegation that she refused to answer his calls or messages. And he said, I have no right to see my own child. So do you think somewhere you are facing a similar situation today?
In fact, when everybody thinks that I snatched Palak away from Raja, that's not true. That's not true. Shweta had already filed for divorce in 2007. I met Shweta in the end of 2008. So there was a long gap in which they had had their separation, they had had their custody case, they had had their visitation rights. He had had denial of visitation rights because of her. She had done that also against him, and so I was nowhere in the picture by the time I came in. There was no keeping him off and all that. I know it from Raja's interviews that Shweta would not let him meet for visitation and all that. That has not happened in front of me. By the time I had come in Shweta's life, I want everybody who is nowadays writing on my Instagram and saying that, it's your bad karma which has come back to you. No, I want to tell them that no, it is not so. By the time I came into Shweta's life, the fight had been long enough, even in court, and Shweta had already got denial of visitation rights in her custody case against Raja. So there's nothing that I have done anything in separating that child from the father. And honest to God, I would never do anything of this sort. This is a very big, like I always think in my mind that Shweta is not realizing snatching a small child's happiness and keeping away from his father is a very big crime. It might not be a very big crime in law because Indian law is very weak, but it is in dharma, in morals, in ethics. It's a very big crime. In God's eyes, it's a very big crime to hurt a child because he's a small child. So when you're doing something wrong against child, I really fear for Shweta at times that she's really doing something in the wrong in the eyes of God.
Right.
And that is the same reason why
Sure.
I didn't keep her off Ryanj. I let her into the house, which
Right.
I have evidence of.
So as on date, Abhinav, the situation is that she wants a divorce from you. You are okay with that, with joint custody of the child. You don't have a problem in the child meeting
No,
her.
firstly, I want counseling to be done. I want somebody at least to put some sense into her that listen, divorce is no solution to anything in life. There is a child, and as far as possible, give him good parenting and a good childhood and a good adulthood, as far as possible. But if you are so keen on just separation and you want a divorce and everything, then fight it out. I am not keen on giving a divorce, honestly speaking. I don't believe in a divorce. Why can't you just live amicably? I am not forcing myself upon you. You are living in your house. You live there aram se. Let the child go on living happily. And the thing is, I don't want to have this issue only, whose custody, joint custody, how many days here, how many days there. No, I want the child's will to be supreme. I want the child to think that my parents are nice. They are normal people. They fight, but they are okay. They're happy also. Sometimes they're together also. They go out sometimes to the mall together with me. I don't want my poor kid to have, okay, I'll go with mama today. I'll go with papa tomorrow. I'll stay in Papa's house because it's the law. No. If my son tomorrow gets up and says, Dad, you know what? I think so. I'm more comfortable in my mom's place. I'll meet you every day, but I'll sleep in my mom's place. Honest to God, I'm going to say, okay, beta. I want my child to have all the happiness in life. I don't want my child's life to be divided. I don't want my child's life to be partitioned and compartmentalized. No. That's not why I brought the child into this world. That's not why I got married.
Right.
I don't believe in it. I am not those kinds who believes in, कि हाँ चलो, if it's not working, divorce कर लेते हैं, blah, 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 and all that. And also, you know what? I mean, till how long are you also going to keep searching partners? You've reached 40. You want to again restart a new life, again look for partners. I mean, come on here. Grow up. I want to tell Shweta that, you know what, just grow up. Just live for the child now. You say it on your Insta, I'm for my child and my children mean the world to me. Mean that statement. Just don't say it. It should not just be words, Mean it. Live for the child. Then what does the child want right now? Because of so much of love from Papa in the 40 days he wanted to be with his father, you should have let him at least meet him. And what are you scared about? You talk about, all this thing about being a bold lady, a successful lady who made it on her own and all that. And, first of all, though she lies, she has never taken care of the kids single-handedly. Never. I was always there for bringing up Palak. In fact, my contribution was equal or rather a little more because you were busy 12 hours a day, or you were in such kind of television shows in which you were not available at all for months together. And in Ryanj, again, you were busy 12 hours a day. Even after 1 month of getting me arrested, I was still there with Ryanj. Even before arresting, I was there with Ryanj. I was there throughout. So until and unless you have not forcefully taken away the child from me, I have very much taken care of my children very well. So you are not a woman who has brought up kids on her own and all that. So that's a total lie. and that's my legal notice of defamation also for that you have not taken care of your kids all alone. That's a total lie. I've got all evidence that I've taken care of my kids, both the kids. So so this image that you're living in, you should now shatter it and become a real human being. This boldness that I am, wow, I am a role model for women, that I am so strong, and all women also, poor women feel, oh yeah, you know what, she's so strong. But honest to God, you are actually so weak by running away with the child.
Abhinav, in the current situation where you say that you're not aware where your son is, are you going to take any legal recourse? Have you approached the police in this matter?
See, the I know very well that the police would not help. Why? Because they would search her, and then they would just tell me that, you know what, the child has gone with his own will. The law is very weak. The law is very weak. I will definitely go and put a complaint of kidnapping, or if not kidnapping, at least forceful separation from me. I will put a complaint. I'm also contacting child helpline, and I'm showing them all the evidence I have that how he was not letting go of me and wanting to be with me all this while, and now how he has been snatched away. But I've tried police, I've tried child helpline all these months, and I've been disappointed with them. So my only thing is that for a long time I let Shweta go on a lot of legal grounds, and I'm going to now go to court with those grounds first, and then let law takes its own course. My thing is that I'm not running away. At least you can keep running away with the child, but eventually, after days, after months, after an year or so, somewhere I will meet him, and he will again love me as he loves me, because he has spent these 40 days. I thank God that he spent these 40 days with me. In his growing years, when he has become sensible, he has realized what his father is all about. He has learned that his father loves him beyond anything. He has learned that my father is there for me. So, I'm not going away, leaving my child. No, never. I am chasing her. I am searching her. I have appealed to everybody that my Instagram ID is abhinav.kohli024. If anybody sees my son and Shweta anywhere, please direct message me, or please write in my comments. I will go immediately and go and try and meet him. So whenever I will get an opportunity, I will meet him. And how long will she be running away in hotels and in other people's houses? Eventually she will have to come back. And if she takes a house in some other society, I'll definitely get to know. It's not going to be difficult. She's not a common woman. She's a celebrity. For me, for her to hide is going to be very difficult. You hide. After a few months, I'll definitely search you again. Then I'll come to my child. I'll meet him. Because at least one thing is for sure. I was speaking to some policemen even last evening. And they said that one thing is for sure. If you find out where she is, 24/7, we will come and make you meet your child. So you can't take that my meeting from him away. So I will go the legal way, but I have a legal strategy, and I will go that way. I will not let Shweta do the way she misguided Raja into falling into her traps, her legal traps. You know, but I have a different strategy. I have a very good legal advice, and I'm following it up legally. There's no other option. There's no other option. The
When you
only
say
way
you
to,
are not very happy with the way the police and the child helpline functions, effectively, can we assume that there is a lot of gender bias which happens in such cases? Let's say your case was reversed and it was you who was absconding with the child, and the mother had approached the police for a complaint. Perhaps you would be behind bars within a day.
I'll
So
give you an example. It
uh,
happened with
there's
me.
a lot of gender bias in this whole thing.
Yes. For 3 months, I ran pillar to post in every police station, from a local police station to the DCP here locally to the women's cell. They all told me 3 months. I've got written applications with me. I have followed up. I've met them again and again, but they said, sir, you have to go to the family court. We're very sorry, we can't help you. When Shweta was not able, the child was not going to Shweta, come what may. He was just saying, Mama, I don't want to go with you. And she wanted to go on a holiday, which was a free holiday. She wanted to go on that because she did promotion for that particular resort. And so I know that, when you do promotion for a particular resort, it's not a paid stay. You stay there for free. So she wanted to go for that desperately, and she wanted to take revenge. And I was only saying that, what, you take him with his own will. That's it. Don't snatch him, and he should not go crying. So she called the police. The same day the police started telling me, please come to the police station, please come to the police station. For 3 months, I ran behind them and they told me, and I was only telling them this, sir, at least get her down to the negotiation table. But they said, no, it's a family matter, what's the use? We call her, she'll not agree, and all that. But as soon as she called, the same afternoon and the same evening, they pressurized me to come to the police station. So much so, they sent 2 cops. They sent an inspector and a constable to my place to tell me that we have come with an unofficial message to ask you to please come to the police station to discuss this matter. And I declined humbly because I could not. I had my child who was not letting me go at all anywhere without him. And I did not want to take him to the police station. And also, honestly speaking, I had seen their attitude for 3 months with me. They did not help me at all. They did not bring her to the negotiation table. But when she called, they immediately came to me. And my boy, in front of the police, also boldly said, I want to stay with my father, and I have it recorded on my on a video. So this is how the gender bias is. And I since this topic has come on, I want to mention that the child was not coming with you. You were trying so hard. I was letting you come in and try and convince the child. You're trying and convincing the child. The child is not coming. As a mother, you would leave the child and go on a holiday with your mother, father, with your daughter and your 3 servants. You would just go on a holiday. If I was that mother and my child was not coming and I had this opportunity that I had 4 days off from my shoot, I would cancel a free holiday and stay with my child day and night and get back that love and make sure that he sleeps with me too. He comes to my house too. Your son is not coming and you're off on a holiday. You stay 4-5 months, 4-5 days, aram se. Then you come back. Then 2-3 days you come every day to my house. And then the 4th day, you take the son away because the son said he wants to go and be with you. Finally, the son said, I want to go and be with my mother. And I brought the son. The son was in my arms at my place. My son said, I want to be with my mother. I took him. I could have been a cheat. Like she's been a cheat now when she's run away with the child. I could have also not just gone. She did not know that the child said so. But I took my child back honestly. And you ran away the next day. So that's why I feel very bad, that somebody who's being honest and nice, you're doing wrong to him. So I always just say one thing, when I feel very shattered and I feel very low sometimes, like I was, like day before yesterday, I was very depressed when I met him for just half an hour and then again you vanished. And when you gave me that impression and I got that impression that now she's going to at least stay in the house, yaar, at least, okay, if she doesn't want me to take the baby to my home, at least I'll meet him now, I'll play with him now, But again you vanished and I was so depressed that day. I mean, I can't tell you. People from the media were contacting me for quotes and I was like, I just can't speak about it. I'm so upset. I'm so low. And at that point, I just think of one thing, that God is there and God is watching all this. And it'll take time. It will take time. No problem. I am filing now. I am slowly, steadily, like the tortoise and the hare. She's the hare and I am the tortoise. I don't have that much power. I don't have that much speed. But slowly and steadily, I am going the legal way. I have full faith in the legal system. I know I have got strong cases with me and I'm going to fight it. It's a matter of time. In God's world, it takes time, that's all. But justice is served. Justice is served. And even legally in India, it can take time. I might have to go all the way up to Supreme Court, but justice will be served. And I'm pretty certain about it.
And finally, Abhinav, 5 years of courtship, 7 years of marriage, where does it leave you now as a man, as a husband, and as a father?
As a man, uh, a very weak man, because I never knew that the law is so much in favor of women. I never knew that there's no equality when it comes to law. We are not equal. I'm very sorry to say that men have been busy earning money. Men have been busy fighting over religion. Men have been busy fighting over territory. That's all they have done. And women have quietly got all the law in their favor. Rather, I feel very sad for the innocent women for whom these beautiful laws were made. It was a very good law 354A. It was a very good law 498A. Very good laws were made for women to protect them. But when women will keep misusing them, the Supreme Courts will change the laws. Then what will you do? You can harass one Abhinav Kohli today who's raising a voice for men, but and I might get delayed justice. But when my justice will be served, even the laws will be changed, seeing my case. And then what will happen to the women then, the innocent women then who will be facing dowry or who will be facing sexual harassment? Then what will happen? When you have got such a beautiful law for you, don't misuse it. Why would you do it? If you are misusing it today, you are harming the innocent girl tomorrow who will go through same wrong things. But that time the law would have changed, because now, for example, in 498A earlier, if I'm not wrong, the mother-in-law or the husband could be just straight away arrested. That has changed now. Now you're not straight away arresting anybody even in that law. Now it has to go through the legal procedure. So you are, by misusing law, you are making sure that other innocent women suffer. And I really feel that it is not just that men should fight for it. Even women should stand up for it, for against those women who are misusing this law. Like, for example, I was very surprised and happy to realize that a magazine for men's rights is being run by a lady. And I want that more women like you should come out, so that your daughters tomorrow, the next generation, is safe. Because today I might be hurt by law. Today I might get no justice. I mean, today my wife can run away with my child and the police can't help me. The law can't help me. Nobody can help me, and I'm fighting it out, and I'm just suffering every day. I'm crying every day and I'm suffering. I am not ashamed to say, being a man, I cry. No, I'm not ashamed. I have been put into such a situation by law that I have no other option but at times to shed tears. What to do? I'm crying because I miss my son. I do. And if a father doesn't cry missing his son, I think so he's being a fake father. I think so every father who just loves his son too much cries when he misses his father, and I do. And I can do nothing. I'm helpless today. Because as a man, I have realized, and I never thought so. This is all a farce. All of us men have not looked at the real situation in life. That if you go through this situation, you are much weaker than women today. It is a good thing that the law is strong for women. It's good they are protected. I'm happy about it. But if such women will misuse it, if they will put such frivolous and false allegations and get men arrested for 2 days in jail by putting 354A, I'm sure some judge someday will take note of it and change the law. That you can't do this. You can't do this till you properly check the evidence of the man. You can't just like that put him in jail for 2 days just because a woman comes and says it. I am surprised at the helplessness of police today in India. They all tell me that, sir, it has become really worst. All the law is in favor of women today. That is the policeman also telling me that we can't help you. They feel helpless to help me. So this is the situation. So as a man, I feel very weak. As a husband, I feel cheated that you've run away with my child. And I've been very nice to you. I don't know how you can forget. I stood strong, firm with you through your divorce case. I went for every divorce proceeding of yours. I don't want to talk about it, and it's not good to talk about. In Punjabi they say कि और in Hindi they say कि अच्छा काम करो and फिर उसको नदी में डालो या दरिया में डालो. They say do good and don't speak about it. So I don't want to speak about it, but people know. People in the industry know. Our family friends know. Everybody knows. I have been always good to you. I've been very nice to you. Even in this whole episode, when your child went off you, I helped you to be with him. I really let you in. I let you 4 hours, 5 hours be with the child. I didn't stop you even one day. I let you talk to him whenever you called him. You even stopped video calls. You just took him away. When my child said he wants to be with you in my building, in my house, I brought him to you. Then what is the fear that you ran away? If you're such a bold lady and you say that you're such a bold lady and you are a role model for ladies to be bold and strong, then show it. Don't be weak from inside. This is only your weakness that you run away with the child. It's your weakness that you're so scared that he'll be attached to me. What is this? This is not right. As a father, I am very sad today. I really miss my son. I mean, on 2nd of September, I got one of the most prestigious production houses of television, Balaji Productions, one of the biggest production houses, offered me work on 2nd of September 2020, just a month and a few days back. And I declined, saying that please, I can't work. I'm really sorry. I have to fight for my son. I have to be with him. So as a father, I am giving my 100% to my son. I'm even giving up work. I'm giving up money just to be with my son so that I can fight for him. I can go to the court cases on time. I don't miss any dates so that I can go to the police station again and again. I can follow up. And when I be with my child and get to meet him, like these 40 days I was with him, 24 hours I was with him. So as a father, I had the best 40 days of my life. As a father, I loved him. He loved me. As a father, we were inseparable. And I know and I realized that, how many of a days she keeps him away. When he comes back to me, I know he loves me. I know I love him. I know he trusts me. And I know he knows that my father is a good man and my father loves me. So it is worthless running away from me. It's worthless keeping my son away from me. You can give me this pain right now. You're a woman. You are a celebrity. You have got, more power than me right now, more influence than me right now. You can do it. You can hurt me for few more days, few more months, few more years. But eventually when my son grows up, and I'm recording everything more for my son than the court or for the media, honestly speaking. When my son grows up, I'm going to tell him that your mother kept you away from me. I'm going to tell him that the 40 days we spent together. I'm going to tell him that after that, immediately, so many days now I've not seen you. So I'm keeping this for him. And I want to ask Shweta, do you think that your son will like you for it? Do you think that he will say, Mama, you were right in doing this? Don't you think that at that point you could lose your son's trust? Because I know you're teaching him this, that Papa didn't come and meet you all these days. Papa doesn't pick up the calls. I got that recorded on video, luckily, where he says that. He says, he goes sad and he says, मैं होटल गया था और आपने मुझे छोड़ दिया, आप मुझे मिलने नहीं आए. So I told him there categorically, and which she calls it brainwashing. I told him categorically that my son, I tried to meet you. Your mother did not let me come. And I called her again and again. She did not pick up. I told him. And she says, don't brainwash the child. I told her, I'm not brainwashing him. I'm putting the evidence in front of him. And he's my son. Tomorrow he will grow up and I will tell him everything. And when I tell him everything, do you think he will trust you? Do you think you can get away with what you have done? That's why I say that you are running away from me, but I am not running away from you. I'm going to chase my son wherever you take him. And I will eventually meet him and I will eventually show him things, that this is what your father has been. Your father let your mother in. That's why I recorded all the videos to show him that I let your mother in. And her thing is, I recorded, she's pushing me out. I've recorded that. She's pushing me out physically. Don't enter this house. She's telling the child, you play on this side of the house and father is sitting outside. He will play outside the house. I did not do that with you. So it's okay. ठीक है. कोई बात नहीं. Thakur Maharaj is there. My Ramakrishna Paramhans, whom I am associated with the mission. I have taken Diksha from my Guru Ranganathan Maharaj. I trust them and I believe in them and I trust in God. And I know whatever I'm doing right now, I'm talking to you, he is watching. When I was nice with the child, he watched. He saw me being nice to the child. When Shweta did this to me, he watched, he saw. Shweta is doing wrong. And he is taking note. And I know that he punishes and he punishes very hard. That's why one should rectify one's mistakes before God starts punishing you. Because then he punishes, when he punishes very hard. Right now it's a tough time, but it's okay. कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. I will fight and fight and fight, and I will chase my son. And
Abhinav,
I'm going.
we can, all we can say is be strong. It's a tough
Yes.
phase in your life, and we have
Yes.
seen many such cases where it is not only difficult for the child because he kind of becomes a ping pong between the parents who are fighting, but it is also very difficult for that man who is alone at that point in time. He's not just fighting his wife, but he's fighting a system which is so biased against him. So be strong. I think, as you rightly said, there will be a way out, and truth will prevail in the end. So,
Yes.
on that note, I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for expressing yourself to us today.
Thank you so much, and I say more power to women like you who are helping and fighting for men like us.
Thank you.
So much.
Wish you good luck.